So welcome to today's video. Now in this video we'll be building a recycler view. So what I intend for this video is to build a recycler view from scratch, from its basic form to its complex form. So again, I decided to change the focus of this channel. Right now I'll be focusing on clean and efficient code. So this will help you and me too, become better programmers and build better programs along the way too. So right here I have an open project. It's an empty project. I named it RecyclerView. So let me walk you guys through the starter code. It's just a single activity where we'll be writing all our code from, and the layout is also empty. So in my data package I have 3 files. So basically our recycler view will hold a list of emails or email instances. So this class basically shows the email object or the email model, and these are its attributes: the ID, the sender, the subject, body, and whether it's starred or not. Now let me explain the mailbox. The mailbox basically shows which storage it belongs to, whether it's been archived, deleted, or it belongs in the inbox. So it's just a basic enum class that separates the kind of email, or that tells where this email belongs to. So I hope that's understood. So the email data store is just a basic object. I had coded all emails here for us to get started with, and just below here I have 2 variables: the email live data and the inbox. And the email live data basically holds all these emails when this class is initialized, and the inbox variable, it filters all this email for only that belong to the inbox. So I believe that's also understood. And one more last file is the layout file for the email. So this is how it looks like. So basically it's just a linear layout, and this is an avatar which will hold the first character for the sender. So that's what we have here. It's just a material card view and a text view within. So here we have the email sender and the email body. Then right below we have an image view that shows whether the email is starred or not. But not to worry guys, this code will be available on GitHub. So one last thing I want to show you guys is my manifest file. Yeah, as I said earlier, this is just a single activity, and that is as shown. So in my Gradle file also I included data binding, and I have not added any extra dependencies. So let's begin. So let's navigate to our activity main XML file, and we're going to include a recycler view here. So mine, I named it email list. One thing I also want to do is convert this into a data binding layout. So the way to do that is, placing your cursor on the root layout, the layout tag, and hitting Alt Enter. So you should see a dialog box asking you to convert to data binding layout. So you hit that one. Then you can remove this data tag, as for now we do not need it. So let's navigate to our main activity file. Then we're going to initialize the binding here. So in case activity main binding is not available for you, just go to build, then you rebuild this project. So let's change this to var instead. So right now we are going to use data binding for this activity. So we're going to use data binding util and set content view. Then we use this, you pass this as the activity and the layout file. Then now we can get rid of or the set content view. In our activity main layout file, we have the recycler view here, but we do not have an adapter. So we'll need an adapter for our list. So we can just navigate to our UI package and create a new class within the package and name it main list adapter. So this class will extend the RecyclerView adapter. And we are required to pass a view holder. So basically a view holder will hold our views or our individual list of items. So we need to create a new class. I will call it mail view holder, and we will extend from the RecyclerView view holder. So what the view holder requires is a view, and we can just pass it. We pass the item view. Then we're going to pass the mail view holder here. Alright, okay, right now I'm going to implement some very crucial methods for the RecyclerView adapter. I'm going to hit Ctrl+O to implement these members. For Windows users, please hit Ctrl+O. So I'm going to override on create view holder, get item count, and on bind view holder. So these methods are very crucial. Now first we'll start with the get item count. For this method, we are required to return our data source, the size of our data source. So for us, our data source comes from email data store in the inbox. This way we get our data from. So we're going to use email data store, then inbox, get the value and return the size. And in case that's not, it returns empty, we're going to return 0 instead. For the onCreate view holder, first we'll require our inflator. Then we'll require a view. So for this view, let's navigate back to the mail item layout. Then we're going to convert this root layout into a data binding layout by hitting Alt Enter on the root layout. Then here we're going to use the mail list item layout binding and call inflate. Then you're going to pass the inflator. And then the parent, and you pass false. Then what we're going to do is return the mail view holder, then pass the view. Then we hit the root. So that will create for us our view holder. The last method is onBind view holder. So here we are supposed to bind our data to the view holder. So you're going to hit holder. You're going to call bind. All I'm required to do here is to bind only one item from my data source. So I'm going to call my data source email data store. I'm going to remove this, place it inside here. Then I'm going to create this method bind. Good. Then I'm supposed to get only one instance of this emails at this position, so I'm just going to call it, then give it the position. Then I'm going to add this parameter into this method. So already I have it. So now all I need to do is to get references for all my views inside my layout file. Then I can bind all my data. So first, let me start with, I'll start with the sender. So I'm going to call sender text view. Find view by ID. These are text view. Email sender, and next I'll go for the email body. Just the same process. Just copy that, paste it here. This is the body text view. This email body. Then I'm also going to do the same for the star. But here is an image view instead. Then I'm going to get the final text view for the avatar, in case the sender has an avatar. The text view. Let me see its ID. Email avatar. Okay, now that I have this views, I can now bind my data to them. So first of all, I'll start with the sender text view. Sender text view, and then I'm going to set text. Sorry, just going to. It's the email sender, and for the body text view, I'm going to set text also for. I'm going to call the body. Okay, now for the star. For the star, so we are supposed to show a yellow star when the email is starred, and we just use this gray outline star when it's not starred. So I'm going to use a when statement. I prefer a when statement as opposed to if email is starred. So when this is true, then I'm going to call star. I'm going to set an image resource. So I have an icon here, outline star border. So here it is. So I'll be setting that once. Sorry, this is supposed to be false. Let me just add false here. So when it's true, then I'm going to add a star. So this star is colored. This star is colored. This one is colored. So it makes sense that once the email is starred, it should show this yellow star, and when it's not, then it should just show an outline star. And finally, we are going to bind the data for the avatar text view. So basically what we're doing for the avatar text view is taking only a single character from the sender and displaying it here. So you're going to call email sender, then I'm going to get the first character in uppercase, then I'm going to convert this to a string. So that's basically it. So let me just set this to private. And here I'm going to add a constructor. So that should fix our adapter. So now that our adapter is ready, the final steps, we are going to get a reference to this recycler view. Let me just make changes here. I'm going to remove this and add this as the root layout. Okay, that's much better. So we're going to get a reference to this recycler view and then bind its adapter. So first, let's get the adapter, the email adapter. Let me just copy this. It's going to be a val. Then I'm just going to use get. So I'm going to override one method here, the onDestroy. So once our activity is destroyed, then I want to destroy this binding file and the adapter, just to avoid memory leaks. Okay, right now all I can do is I'm going to write a method here to initialize our list. So I'm going to so now I can give it a layout manager. Then I'm going to give it a vertical orientation. Then I'm finally going to pass false. And for the adapter, I'm going to pass the email adapter. Then I'm going to initialize our email adapter here. And going to call my method here. So that's it. Now let me run the app. Running it, I'm not seeing any data in my list. Let's head back to our email data store. See if we can trace this error. So right here in the inbox, let me just remove this transformation method and try to filter the data directly. Then call filter. So the return type will change to list of type email. Let me just add this and add the self. Okay, so let's head back to the main list adapter. Yeah, there's a problem here. I'm going to remove this value. and this. So let me try running that. Right, so it's almost done running. Yeah, so yeah, that did that. So now we have a list of emails, and our avatar is showing the first characters.